On a planet far, far away, there lived a boy by the name of David Zinjon, who vlogged every Friday!
Bro, dude.
Shit. Alright, hey guys, back with episode 4 of Film Talk Fridays with David, and today's topic I'm going to be talking about filming on set. Now, what I mean on set is not going outside, that's more location scouting. What I talk about set is mainly a studio inside a building where you have a whole production crew in one room or big room, depends on where you're filming or what you're filming, and you guys are settled in one little area and you work on whatever resource you have in that specific area. So for example, last year I've attended an MTV preview recording session of a show. I'm not exactly sure what that show was, but basically it was for me. I got the chance to experience what goes on set, and I was able to see a lot of cool things. And one of those things were basically how they set up. They got the camera set up right in front of the person. Maybe they'll have an extra camera on the side. So they have both angles to cover. They got lighting guys that would change the filters and the lights so they get the person in focus correctly so they're not too dark or too bright. You got a boom guy where he has a stick with a microphone attached and he stays at a distance and he's like capturing the audio, and he's messing around with like a little bag that has like all these knobs inside of them, and he just like plays around to mix around the audio. What I would call as a director, there was a woman sitting down right behind the camera guy and she was asking questions. It was basically an interview I was witnessing. She was asking questions and she was reading off her script, and basically she was like the leader of the group. Unless it comes to the guys who are operating the other stuff, then that's up to them because they need to make sure everything is correctly. Her job is to make sure this interview goes down correctly, and she basically does what she needs to do to complete her task. An additional set I've seen was a studio where a show would be made. Normally where to a show it would be require a big area since you're recording depending on what you're filming. So let's just say you have a regular family show. Normally the area will be ridiculously big and they will have the rooms already propped up one by one. The movie magic is to make it look like it's all over the house and you're actually filming in a real house, but it's not. And same thing with the interview, except you have more people working around and more. It's the same as working on the small set, but as well as a big set, you have more people and more things to work around. You have more camera crews, more lighting crews, more audio crews. You have directors, you have assistant directors. It's all the same thing as you work on a smaller, just bigger, more people to work with. And to end the video, to end this episode with, to clarify about filming on set, it doesn't always have to mean outside. You go out, you do a film on an area you have in a building or something. It doesn't always have to be going out of the studio. Sometimes on set means to be inside the studio and filming in that one spot. Usually when we film, we go out, basically be a location scout, but that's a whole nother episode we'll talk about. But for this one, basically just to clarify again, when you film on set, normally it's not always in the studio. It can sometimes be out, but it's mainly inside building, so on and so forth. I hope you enjoy this episode of Film Friday Talks with David, and I'll see you in the next episode.